Hi, guys. I'm Dr. Liz with Dr. Liz Coaching, and thank you for dropping in here. And thank you, mamas, for really taking the time and energy, one, to take care of yourself and understand you now that you're you plus baby, showing up well in your relationships, managing all the moving parts in your life. And you know what? I wanted to talk a little bit, I'll spend today talking a little bit about sex, the lack of sex, uh, what's normal. So be free and welcome to please drop your questions, or if they're a little private, you can DM me, Dr. Liz Jenkins, and I will be happy to show up and talk about those too. But let me just level set things. It is normal to not really feel like sex after giving a birth or have a decreased sex drive. In fact, well, one study, I think it was by the Mayo Clinic, and they said 20% of postpartum women had little or no desire for sex 3 months after delivery. I think I was like still in coma, sleep deprivation shock at 3 months. And another 21% had a complete loss of desire or even an aversion or fear to being sexual and sexual activity. Those are the women. And you know what? The stats are also right in there with the men, that many men are turned off or fear having sex with their wife or feel like it's different, and or their wife is different, or they're intruding on that. So we're going to talk about that. All right. But we're going to talk a little bit about the factors that might be contributing to having that decreased sex drive or complete lack of interest in it, or even a fear of it. And the first thing is that we're talking about overwhelming fatigue, and I remember that one for sure. When you're taking care of your newborn around the clock, obviously the new babies are demanding. If you've got other moving parts, other children, older children, or you have any kind of work or anything like that, you are literally running on empty oftentimes. And of course, babies require round the clock attention and a great deal of physical contact. Many women report being physically and emotionally drained, they're touched out. And so when you finally have a moment to ourselves, probably the last thing we want is more physical attention or physical attachment. We want to zone out, zen out, sleep, maybe have a clean shirt, take a bath, whatever, read something, eat something that's not on the kids' plates, right? So remember, there's a lot of moving parts and overwhelming fatigue that's contributing to this. Second, our body's healing, labor and delivery. And it's not just labor and delivery. I mean, we carried these puppies for a long time in our uteruses, and it kind of needs a little time off. So major hormonal shifts are taking place. There may be, uh, you know, real physical things. If you've had a C-section, if you had any kind of tearing or other kind of complications, our body is physically recovering from giving birth, and inside, um, the hormones can be off if we are had any kind of trauma birth. A lot of folks also worry about pain, or will they be different? Are they as attractive because things aren't all where we want them to go? If we're nursing, even the leaky breasts, all those kinds of things. I hear all the time about people saying, "I just don't feel sexy. I just don't feel like myself. This is not this is not me." Yeah. And third, some folks really absolutely consciously or subconsciously worry about becoming pregnant again. They love the kid, but they don't necessarily want to step right up and be right back into being the baby mule, baby pack mule again. And so women often indirectly shy away because they're not on birth control, or even if they are, they don't trust it. I had a friend that she had her first child, and within, well, that was twins, or the first one, and within 4 months of having delivered these kids that did not sleep, they had a lot of colic, she was already pregnant again with her second, and very soon after having, I mean, her second pregnancy, but it's the third child, she was right back there with actually having a fourth child, even though they had used multiple forms of birth control. And so with the fourth child, she took care of things surgically so they wouldn't have that happen. So um, these are not just urban myths, these do happen. And so sometimes people really, really worry about being pregnant again. And but guess what? Most women and men report that after this decrease in desire, it does come back. And it comes back with time and patience. It comes back with talking about your feelings, your desires or lack of desires with your partner or your spouse, helping your hubby understand. And guess what? Hubbies also have a lot of issues around um, sex post baby. Lots of them report feeling very, very guilty and responsible for all the pain and the wear and tear on the body of their wife and the trauma or the pain during the birth. And so they feel tremendously responsible, and that is a real downer for them in the bedroom as well. You know, so we're going to talk about this, talk about some how your body might be changed, how you might feel at yourself differently. You know, if you're breastfeeding, sometimes it's really hard to feel sexy. Um, and sometimes it's not you. Maybe you're desiring it, but your spouse, your partner is kind of going, let's put the brakes on this a little bit. They're showing them hesitancy, which doesn't feel good to us, right? What's wrong with us? So drop your questions in here. I'll be in more today and always around if you need something. Okay. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Dr. Liz.